Hi, Dr. Gregory Hartney here, three-time Olympic medalist and world champion in track and field. Thank you all for coming over to this channel. If you like the content, please give me a thumbs up. If you think the content is worthy to be shared, please be generous and share. Today we're going to talk about a video that I did yesterday, and the video was about the proposal that was sent by a particular athletic company, and they are offering a lot compared to what we have now. And when I took the time and I looked through the contract, I think that this is something that every single Jamaican track and field athletes should want to know for many reasons. If you are in the track and field world and you can either lose or gain some resources based on your effort, then this is something that you definitely need to know. You need to know enough about it so when you perform at your best, that you can see how you are compensated and why you are compensated. So I hope that the video will circulate and the athletes will see the information in it and get familiar with what is in it, because what is in it can enrich your life tenfold. Also, I want to talk about something else that is pretty dear to my heart. And it is dear to my heart because I have seen many athletes train hard, did everything that they were supposed to do. But when it comes time to reap the reward, they always are not at the beneficiary part of the end of the stick. So I'm just saying that to say that there comes a time when we as athletes must sit down and think about our future. Now, I also heard a few big players in the game, and they were talking about how our athletes can benefit from mainly some of the competitions that are taking place, especially in Jamaica. And they are saying that the J3As are struggling because they are not able to put in place some of these measures, whether it is professionally run track meets. But basically, they are saying that the J3As and their counterparts are struggling to raise funds because of whatever reason. And I pinpointed some of the reason in the video as well as to why the J3 are not receiving more funds. And I came up with some suggestions. Please watch it as to what we can do to accumulate more funds so the athletes can benefit. And I said in the interview that they are looking at the model the wrong way, because if we are to earn more monies as athletes, then you have to look at what is going on and how we can actually get the most out of every situation, whether it's contract, whether it's performances, bonuses, or performance bonuses. We need to see how we can get the most out of whatever we do. And when I look at the situation, I said the reason why the model that they are using to assess success is wrong, because the model does not take in account what it takes to produce good superstar athletes. And for that reason, I want to compare a model, the boys and girls championship model, as to why that model seemed to be so successful in terms of a 1 week per se or a 5 days athletic event, as opposed to one athletic event where you can get everybody in the same circle and it's just 3 hours. They perform, the meet makes its money, and then the athletes get paid and everybody go about their business. But when you look at the boys and girls championship and you look at why it is successful, you can see high level of performances from the class 4 to the class 3 to the class 2 to the class 1. And then the question is, how can we get these young athletes to perform so well at the high school level, but we are not able to get them to perform that consistently at the professional level? And the answer to that is simple. When you look at funding for these high schools, who are responsible for the fundings. It is not the JOA. It is not the J3A. It is past students. So one thing the JOA or the J3A cannot account for is how much monies each institution actually invest in their athletes' preparation. And that is the secret, because a lot of money is going into the development of these athletes at that young age, that young level. And in order for Jamaica to be the direct beneficiary, that they too must start to invest heavily in the developing athletes. I always ask the question, where are the programs for the athletes? Where are the programs? Where are the mentoring programs? Where are the psychology programs, the psychiatry program? Where are the programs? Because everyone seems to think that these young athletes will develop on their own, physically and psychologically. And I can tell you that it is not possible. The programs must be enacted in order for the young athletes to be able to receive all the benefits. So I am saying that if the meets are to be successful, then we have to produce more superstars. And how do we produce more superstars? We produce more superstars by investing heavily in these young developing athletes. We invest in their intellect so they understand what they need to do in order to be the best in their program, in their field. And then you have to make sure that whatever is included in a program, that support and guidance is at its highest level. So I am just here to say that if you look at the model the right way, you will see that it is absolutely necessary to invest in the grassroots programs, because the grassroots programs will help to make the foundation solid. So when these young athletes now transition into the next phase, that they are fully equipped, fully ready to perform at their best. And then the crowd will come out to watch these superstars. That is how Jamaica is going to sustain greatness on a consistent basis. Also, and I never understand it, that, and I guess I do understand. I understand that sometimes it's people reap what they don't sow. I understand that sometimes people want more than they're willing to put in. But at the end of the day, if you look at the performances, you can see that we must start to invest heavily in these developing athletes if we are going to be able to sustain greatness over the long haul. Now, don't get me wrong. I am saying that these athletic events are important. They are, but they can only make money when the performances are great. Good high jumpers, good discus throwers, good sprinters, good middle distance runners. And the only way we can produce that much athlete is when we invest heavily in the mental and the physical preparation of these athletes. Now, everyone talks about the US and why the US is able to get as many sponsors as possible. Yet we see Jamaica struggling to get sponsors. Because when you look at the national championships in the USA, you see high quality performances consistently. You can see it in all events. And as a result of that, people are willing to invest. So as I close this evening, I am saying to the J3As, it is time for you to change the perspective of the nation. It is time for you to start dealing with things with a high level of transparency. It is time for you to start to invest heavily in developing these young athletes. In the contract that I talked about a few days ago, I said that $100,000 will be geared towards developing young generation, the next generation of athletes. I've never seen that done before. And that is a start, because the only way Jamaica is going to sustain greatness is when we have investors, wherever they're coming from, and they are willing to invest in these young athletes, because that is how we will build a strong athletic nation for a long period of time. I am excited because I think we have everything that it takes. We have the personnel, we have the money, we have the support, we have the guidance. But we must be serious about putting everyone together to work on behalf of the nation. I know that I am excited. I know the future looks bright only if we are willing to work together. So please feel free to share this video, pass it on to some of the athletes, let them understand too that they need to see the bonus structure that is available and that they stand to benefit tremendously. The country stand to benefit tremendously. And the nation on a whole, the athletic nation, stands to benefit tremendously. No, I am not affiliated with any parties, none whatsoever other than Heartland Mentoring Group. So I am not here trying to promote one thing over the next. I am here to say that what is good for the athletes, it's good for everyone. It's good for coaches, administrators. It's good for our country. I thank you all for listening. If you have any question, please feel free to share it in the comment section. If you have an opinion that is respectable, please feel free to share your opinion in the comment section. I thank you all for listening. I am Dr. Gregory Horton. Have a blessed day.